On September 1st, 2016, San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick took the knee heard round the world to bring to light social injustices facing Black Americans in contemporary times. During the aftermath, the internet blew up, opinions sold faster than hotcakes, the NFL changed forever, and Mennonites applauded. All for the wrong reasons. Mennonites' reaction to Kaepernick garnered national attention. For instance, USA Today of September 8, 2016 praises Goshen College for already playing out Kaepernick's debate, because Goshen does not perform the national anthem before sporting events. Likewise, EMU explains if they play anything at all, it's America the Beautiful, because their allegiance to God transcends all nationalities. Makes sense. Hashtag Jesus trumps Trump. Like many people at Mennonite-affiliated institutions, I too prefer to put Christ before my allegiance to a nation founded through colonialism and war. However, we Mennonites are missing a key link between why we typically protest the anthem and why Kaepernick protested: race. Rarely is Mennonites' opposition to the anthem rooted in the continued violence of unequal systems that disenfranchise the Black community. Because, as Ben Gosen, scholar of global history at Harvard University, argues, we have Mennonite privilege. It's a form of white privilege, but with a twist, where we focus on our suffering, our uniqueness, and our history of protest, while ignoring that we're part of an oppressive, dominant white culture. Gosen quips, Mennonite privilege is believing we don't have it. Now, Christians in general, not just Mennonites, deflected Kaepernick's protest while romanticizing post-racial America. But I only have 1,500 words, so I'll focus on us. White Mennonites did not invent Kaepernick. If anything, his knee requires us to reinvent ourselves. Yes, not all U.S. Mennonites are white, but a majority are. And yes, not all of us responded the same way, but a pattern exists. The why behind the protest matters. So today, we must first look to how Mennonites' decrying of the anthem generally glosses over the Black community's history of oppression, and second, reintroduce the official Black national anthem that Mennonite institutions should play. Matthew 5:9 says, "Blessed are the peacemakers." But activism without inclusion is not peace. It's injustice. Despite leading the 49ers to a Super Bowl, Kaepernick remains unsigned, primarily because teams don't want to deal with his controversy. But Mennonites had his back, because immediately following Kaepernick's protests, several articles in the Mennonite World Review took a rhetorical knee of solidarity, but all for religious reasons. It's perfectly fine to protest the anthem because of religion, but it should not be our sole justification, because how Mennonites preach religion can be privileged, says Dr. Drew Hart, assistant professor of theology at Messiah College. Dr. Hart furthers, the story of Jesus isn't told from the perspectives of Black men, like himself. Even though Jesus was born of an unwed mother, Roman law enforcement took him out on the street in the middle of the night, beat him, executed him in public, and the Israelites, his people, were exiled. Dr. Hart attributes Jesus' struggle to that of Black people in contemporary white America. Don't get me wrong. Mennonites have a history of involvement in matters of social justice. Many Mennonites are currently active in Black Lives Matter, and Mennonite Church USA's vision includes anti-racism, drawing from Acts 10, Galatians 3:25-29, Ephesians 2:15, and Article 9 from Mennonites' Confession of Faith. But that doesn't mean we're less complicit as mainly white Americans, especially if our institutional anthems don't fully include Black people's history of oppression. Even substituting America the Beautiful is problematic, because for many Black Americans, their beautiful patriot dreams have actually been ugly nightmares. Dr. Hart argues, Mennonites contributed to the systemic disenfranchisement of Black people by helping create vicious national practices of housing and voter discrimination, redlining, and poor access to clean water, all disguised as peaceful racism, which is embedded within the anthems we continue to sing, anthems auto-tuned with our whiteness and consequent injustice. In the Journal of Mennonite Life, Mark Unruh's A Story of Faith in the Flag details the long history of Mennonites' resistance to symbols of nationalism. But nowhere in Unruh's account is there mention of denouncing the flag or anthem because of racial injustices. Some might say, well, yeah, but as long as we protest, does it matter why? Yes, it matters. Peace's definition is freedom from violence. So nonviolence cannot fall under the same Mennonite umbrella if we've already rained down structural violence. That's like saying, I know you're a vegan and are trying to protest the meat industry, but before you do so, I need you to embrace eating a steak 3 times a day, every day. In Ephesians 2:15, Jesus' purpose is to create in himself one new humanity out of 2, thus making peace. But what if one group is mass incarcerated? In her foundational 2010 book, The New Jim Crow, Michelle Alexander says there has been a 7-fold increase in the prison population in less than 30 years due to rising crime in poor communities of color. 1 in 3 black men will go to prison at some point in their lives, leaving us to wonder, did the plantation just move to the prison yard? Galatians 3:28 perhaps answers, there is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, that we are all one in Jesus Christ. Are we? Michelle Armster, Executive Director of MCC Central States, explains the black community needs new songs because white people have appropriated all of them. Absolutely. In fact, one old song could have new implications. In 1919, the ACLU declared Lift Every Voice and Sing the Black National Anthem, more than 10 years before the Star-Spangled Banner became the official national anthem in 1931. Logan Stacer, a Kansas State forensics competitor, was crowned a national champion in this very topic. I asked Logan if I could share his message, and he said, sure, the more ears the better. So let's hear its history, implications, and applications for Mennonite institutions. Pick up any Mennonite hymnal, flip through it, and I bet you'll find Lift Every Voice and Sing. Mennonites borrowed lift from black hymnals. But how much do we really know about its history? James Johnson originally wrote Lift as a poem, read on February 12, 1900, to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Fusion on September 14, 2016, notes that black Americans served in World War I to fulfill their patriotic duties. But when they returned home, they were still denied the right to vote, still sharecropping, and in 1919, white mobs killed 77 black Americans. To protest, the NAACP immediately adopted Lift as the black national anthem. Debate about whether it should be sung in place of the national anthem or alongside it led to its decline. Though nearly 90 years later, on July 1, 2008, jazz musician Renee Marie, at Denver State of the City address, broke into Lift Every Voice and Sing as the Star-Spangled Banner played in the background. Logan explains the implications of re-examining this anthem. Lift, he says, provides us with a frame of reference for critiquing other symbols that maintain our current power structures, like the American flag, the Constitution, and the Bible. Moreover, Lift helps us understand that patriotism relies on historical symbols of white supremacy, not love for our country, repositioning the Star-Spangled Banner not as the national anthem, but the nationalist anthem. So, what can Mennonites do to ensure peaceful racial inclusion through song? Well, to begin with, never play the national anthem. Period. I don't understand why Bethel College still plays it at sporting events. It's better to substitute it with America the Beautiful, but even that's not enough. Institutions should play Lift alongside it, but respect the idea that the black community might not want it played, because there is a fine line between inclusion and appropriation. Most importantly, Mennonites need to fully understand and support why Kaepernick, the black community, and others protest the anthem and other nationalist symbols without pretending like we fully relate to their oppression or have nothing to do with it. Violence isn't just bombing. It's policies and cell walls we helped build. I've already heard the dissent from peers. Oh, but black people, stand, sing, and give your heart to the red, white, and blue, stained by red blood of black bodies spilled by white, blue-eyed Mennonites. Oh, say, can't you see? We never built this nation for black people. They built it for us. No, don't kneel to protest our anthem's history. We Mennonites beat you to that. Just kneel. Because we're nonviolent? No. We're violent. Today, after uncovering the white Mennonite protest veil and providing the official black national anthem, one thing is clear. The dialogue furthering our race for peace must include race. In the words of Logan, regardless of your politics or predispositions, even on Kaepernick's knee, everyone should agree that a song calling to lift every voice and sing is a song worth standing for. Thank you.